So good day guys, good day. Oh, it's about 2 degrees outside, absolutely freezing my nuts off, but I've got some spare time, so I might as well get on the bike. What I wanted to talk to you guys today about is how to change the rear shock settings on this bike, and also how it makes a difference. So at the moment I've got it on number 7, which is the hardest setting. So, like, you know, if you're a heavy guy or you've got pillion or something like that, it's on its hardest setting. So I want to do like a ride review on the different settings and see how it makes a difference. I've got it on 7 because I had my dad on the bike the other day and I just haven't changed it back, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of go through all that. And as a solo rider, I'm 80 kilos or thereabouts, 80 kilos. This setting should be on 1 for me, and I've got it on 7, so it's quite an extreme difference. What I can say and feel straight away is the bike feels a bit stiffer, definitely stiffer, but not like rigid. It feels ever so slightly higher, but I don't know if that's just my mind playing tricks with me. But the bike doesn't feel quite as it's quite stable. It's quite a strange feeling. It almost feels like the tires have got too much air in them. And the tires aren't quite doing what they're meant to do. It's quite a strange feeling. In the corners and around roundabouts, it doesn't seem to sink in quite as much, and it does feel different. Not a ridiculous amount, but yeah, the bike, especially in the corners, like now, I don't feel confident leaning it over. It feels too rigid, which is quite strange. It's only when you go into the corner, like now, once you're in it and sort of coming out of it, it's absolutely fine. So what I'll do is, guys, I'll pull over in a minute and we'll change it to the setting that I should have it on, and we'll go through the whole thing of doing it and everything, and then we'll do like a little ride review on that and see what the difference is. Does it make a difference in rideability, anything like that? I mean, at the moment I can tell you right now it does feel slightly different. So we'll cut to that now, and yeah, we'll get the party started. Okay guys, so back in my normal sort of stop, just have a quick look at the bike while we're here. She's a beauty, can't remember if I mentioned, actually, got a black one of these now. I can't remember if I did mention that or not, but it just sort of adds to that sort of blacked out look. But anyway guys, right, let's get on with it. So first things first, we're gonna have to take the seat off to get to the rear shock. So I will do that, and I'll get back to you in a sec. Okay, as you can see in the manual, page 42, FXBB, 80 kilos rider weight, 82 kilos, no additional stuff, should be on 1. So I think we'll go with 1, and we'll see how that goes. So right, what you've got to do, I mean, you should have one of these things which just clips in there quite nicely, and I think if you can see, there's like a little arrow there. That's got to go on the number 1, so I've got to click it all the way back round. So you just hook it in here, apparently, and just give it a click. To number 1. Yeah, there we go. Right, actually very easy to do. Right, I'll get the seat back on. We'll get back on the road and we'll see how that feels. Woo, yeah. Okay, feels on the bumps, actually it is softer. It's much more comfortable, and yeah, actually I wasn't expecting to be quite as bad as good as this, I should say. What I should probably do before I get cracking with this sort of setting and talking about this setting, when I bought the bike back in April, I asked Harley before I got the bike, could they set the suspension up for me on the rear shock for me, put it onto my setting, told them my weight and that, said they'd done it, and that was it. And I've never actually really even looked at it, but yeah, it turns out that I've been riding it on setting 3 for the last sort of 8 or 9 months. So yeah, well, here we go, bit of dirt, lovely. So yeah, I mean, so I've kind of done it in the middle as well, and at the moment I must say, actually, comfort wise there is quite a big difference. Feels a lot softer, so surprisingly softer. In the bends, yeah, it feels pretty good. Yeah, I mean, this is actually a game changer for me. I'm gonna say it. I mean, even setting 3 was much harder than the setting 1, which I'm on now, which is obviously for my weight. I could have it on setting 2, because I might put on a little bit of weight or whatever, but yeah, setting 1 is feeling pretty damn good, actually. Much more stable. The bike feels more stable, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be quite as dramatic as that. So yeah, I'm happy about it. Anyway, right, we'll get to some bends and some roundabouts and just see how she fares. Yeah, just on this bumpy bit of road, you probably can't see that it's bumpy, but it is soaking it up a lot more than I was actually anticipating, which is yeah, good. Yeah, it just feels more. It feels better. It just feels better all over. So what I found with when I had it on setting 3 for the last 8 or 9 months is that compared to this setting now, it is stiffer, which obviously is no surprise, but it is different in quite a big way, which just goes to show, I guess, when you're test riding a bike, really you ought to change the suspension to suit your weight, so you really get the best performance. I'm going to turn around here. The best performance out of the bike that you're test riding. I mean, some of the bikes that I've ridden, God knows what the suspension was set on. I didn't even really think about that. And I have noticed, actually, Mr. Motor Noob Rider, he does do that. He does get it all set up. So maybe that's a mistake on my part. But I'm absolutely loving this bike now. It's got the right setting for my weight. Wow. I am absolutely gobsmacked of the difference it makes in comfort and cornering. So there you have it, guys. Short vlog, really. A little bit of information on there, and go and try it out for yourself, guys, because it's actually quite an interesting kind of feel. That dog does not like my bike. Yeah, it's quite an interesting test to kind of do and feel. And if you do get the opportunity to go and test ride any bike from Harley, and they can be bothered to do it for you, get the suspension set up, or the rear shock or whatever, get the shock set up to your weight and specification, because it really does actually make a difference. I've said it a million times on this vlog already, but I'm actually quite surprised about that. I knew that, number 7 compared to number 1 was going to be a huge difference, but even with look at this dude, come on, man. Even with it on setting 3 for me, which I think I'll have to look it up in a minute, and I'll put something on the screen possibly, but I think it's about 100 kilos for 93 for 93 for number 3. I could be wrong, and that small sort of difference does seem to make a difference. Oh, here we go, look, this is a great junction. But now this bike, it just feels much more comfortable to ride. It's really soaking up the bumps much better than before. Wow. Well, there you go, guys. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. It's freaking cold out here today. I hope it's been interesting, and if you're new to the channel, please give me a like and a subscribe. I've been Street Bubba Vlogger. I'll catch you next time. Woo!